Hello friends, this is the sensor Mobile Cloud IaaS project. So today we are going to walk through the user registration form. So here we have the personal info, address, payment details. So just fill in the personal info as put in the surname, then the email ID, okay, the account ID. This needs to be unique and it is validated here. We'll then put in the address, any random address. We'll put in a city. Here if you try to skip the field, I have put in validation, so we'll have to enter the city as well. We'll put in as Milpitas, California, then the country, zip code. Here the validation for 5-digit zip code has been entered, and then the 10-digit number. Okay, so now we'll fill in the payment details. It is a 16-digit number, so 42534499. Okay, that's it. I put in an validation, so if you try to enter 1212, it will say that the expiry date has passed. But so we need to input the expiry date that is greater than the today's date. So you can put in as 20 and input the CVV. Okay, so either you can choose this MasterCard or Visa card. We'll go with MasterCard and we'll register. So the registration is successful, as you can see. Okay, so now we'll go to launch a sensor. So we'll go to sensor 1.php. Okay, so now you have you are already logged in after registering. So if you want to just see the login page, I'll just go there, just log out, log in again, mg123. Okay, so we are logged in again, right? So we'll add a sensor, mg sensor1 is the name. Type of the sensor would be speed sensor. So either you can input over here the latitude or the longitude, or the easy way is to go to the map so that you can locate the sensor where you to put in the cloud. So to put the sensor, to deploy the sensor in the cloud, you can select the region or the location. So probably I would need a sensor that is deployed somewhere in Switzerland, right? Okay. So here on this latitude and longitude, I need the sensor to be deployed, so I put it over there. Okay, I'll just enter the public IP, the private IP. So these fields are optional, so you can just skip these things. But the tag helps in identifying each resource. If you have the sensor, temperature sensor of the same type, so how do you remember? So other than remembering the sensor name, so this is just like an identification that's on your side. You can frame so that you can remember. Okay, this type of sensor with the same type of sensor. If you have 2 or more sensors of the same type, you can use the tag very efficiently to identify and differentiate between them. So I'll just put in my tag mg tag1. Okay, so I can put it as tag speed 1 and put in a value. Okay, so I'll just add the sensor at this location in Switzerland. So it has been deployed in the cloud and it is already up and running. So we'll just see and locate in the cloud whether it has been added or not. Okay, so here we are. As we zoom in, okay, it is exactly there and it is already launched in the cloud and it is at its location, sensing the data. Yeah, it's gathering the data and giving back to the application for whatever use the user may use the information. Now, if you want to check the sensor status, we can go to sensor status. So here we have the sensor name, the sensor type, latitude, longitude, creation date, tag key, the sensor tag value, the status running. So we could here we are calculating the use stars and pause stars on the background. So whenever you have an option to pause, so if you pause, we calculate the pause stars differently, so that we can use that in the billing module, as the paused billing is different from the current billing. And you have the other option to terminate as well using the stop button. So once you press the stop button, you can no longer use the service of the sensor that was deployed in the cloud for your use. So either you could keep the status as running, or as paused, or as terminated. So I will just try and pause the sensor. So see, status has changed to paused, and now on the background we have started calculating the paused hours instead of the used hours. So you would be charged differently other than the regular charging. And you could terminate so that your bill would be calculated and it would be dispensed, as you no longer need the service of the sensor. So you can also go ahead and stop. You can resume by clicking on the start button as well. So the other type of billing starts off. We also take care of your number of sensors and all the details of the tags, keys, uh, etc. So the sensor is there in the cloud, up and running, serving the user in its application. So if I wish that I don't need this sensor anymore, so I can just click on stop, and yeah, there it goes. So I no longer can receive the service of this sensor. I'll no longer receive the data, and I would be given the bill for this sensor, as I no longer need the service of the sensor. So that's it, guys, and it was Ravi Gupta, and it was nice walking you through the application. Thank you.